Alright, Draft League. We are back, as promised, uh, with our game up against the Laughlin Lurantis this week. Second round of playoffs. And, yeah, we barely made it here from last week, but we're here and ready to play. So, I have my team here, and this week, last time I played DJ, he won the head game. I had lost that match before I started playing, so I got that out of my mind, and I was just like, I'm gonna make a weird team, and we're gonna see what happens. So we have Scyther, max attack, a little bit in defenses, and then enough speed to outspeed everything except for the Rabombi, because nothing outspeeds Rabombi. U-turn, dual wing beat, knockoff, and roost. There's a couple things his spawns can hit me for where if I'm roosting, I should heal over time. Like Ice Punch from Electivire, I think I can take if I roost first, and a couple other things. So that's the Scyther. Just gonna be hitting damage and stuff. Then we got Drampa. Drampa's weird because Drampa's like pretty bad. He kind of sucks, but Draco Meteor kills like 8 out of his 10 Pokemon. The only thing it doesn't kill, obviously, is Rabombi, and then it doesn't kill a Golbat with Eviolite, or even without Eviolite, I don't think it one-shots it, but it does a good chunk of damage. So this is kind of our like revenge killer, and then, you know, he has a little bit of bulk, max special attack with modest, and then a little bit out of speed, which I think he can like outspeed Palisand and stuff. And then Flamethrower kills Rabombi and a couple other things. Energy Ball, I'm turning that music down. It's loud on my end. Okay, sorry. Energy Ball is good for Palisand. Ice Beam is good for Rabombi again, and a few other things. It's also good against Palisand. There was one other thing that was good for, but oh, Golbat. It's really good for Golbat. So that's the Drampa set, kind of a revenge killer. It can take a hit and hopefully take at least 1 or 2 things out with its choice specs. Then we brought the fish again, the Wishy-Washy. Leftovers. I didn't want this thing getting bodied by like Palisand and Poliwrath like it did in our other game. So I didn't have like 2 water, like last time I brought a water move and ice beam, and this time I just had like Scald and then kind of like a toxic stall set. So I have toxic, U-turn, and protect. U-turn is really good because it one-shots Jinx and does a bunch of damage to a couple other things, and then like poisoning stuff is just good, and then you can just sit there, protect, heal up, and be a nuisance. And Scald does a really nice percent chance to burn. Sorry, I'm very like congested. So that's the set on him. Skunk Tank, this guy's also very tanky. He has enough defenses to live an Earthquake from Electivire. Even if he's like Choice Banded or something, I think. So, actually, I think it's if he's Life Orbed. If he's Choice Banded, we just kind of die, probably. But still, being able to live 1 Earthquake is good. Then we got Venoshock to play off of our Toxic from Wishy-Washy. He has Toxic himself. Fire Blast hits a couple of his things really hard. And then Defog, because I don't want Scyther dying to rocks this game. So that's our play for the Skunk Tank. Then we got the Dusclops, Frisk ability, because I like finding out what items he has. Max HP, max defense, and then a little bit into special defense just for giggles. Calm Mind, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Hex. So this guy's job is to sit there and AFK and just not necessarily stall out, but well, yeah, literally to stall out. And then after a couple comm mines, and if they're poisoned or burned from Scald, then Hex is doing like a decent chunk of damage to a couple of his mons. And Dusclops is so tanky that he can just like sit there forever. So that's my game plan for him. He's just like a wall for everything this week. If I need to switch something in, it can be Dusclops. Then we got Raichu with an air balloon, getting that ground immunity. Lightning rod ability for Electivire. 120 attack, 252 special attack. So I was going kind of like a mixed attack this week. I knew going in that like Golbat was going to be a pain, so I wanted as many knockoffs on my team as possible. So, and Raichu's like pretty good against Golbat as is, but yeah, I still just wanted to get like that Eviolite off of that Golbat, because otherwise there's like no way I can kill that thing if it's like a toxic roost set. Because even like an Ice Beam from Drampa with Choice Specs is doing like 50, 60%, or like up to 70%. But if he moves first and does Roost, then it's not going to do that much. It's just going to heal. So that's really annoying. So I have to get Eviolite off of Golbat to win, basically. Or I just have to hit him for free at some point. But yeah. His other moves are Thunderbolt, Surf, and Grass Knot just for some coverage, and Thunderbolts does pretty good damage to a lot of things. So yeah, that's my set this week. Not bringing Gallade, my favorite Pokemon. Not bringing free screens with Meowstic. Didn't bring Double. I thought Double was pretty bad this week. So yeah, let's hop into the game here. Music is off. Awesome. So he leads Palisand right away, which is kind of what I figured he'd do. I figured he'd want to get rocks up. And here I thought he might switch out in the case that I do Grass Knot, which is hitting Palisand, like depending on what item I have, for like, it could kill him if I'm Choice Specs, I think, but he knows our Balloon. So it's only doing like 70% here. So I hit Knockoff anyway, just on the chance that he switches off the Golbat. He gets Stealth Rocks up, and then I'm thinking he's going to switch again, so I hit Knockoff again. Get a Choice Band? No. What do we get off of him? He had Life Orb. So we get Life Orb off of Electivire, which is nice. And I manually switch into Wishy-Washy here, which is kind of risky, but he doesn't go for a Thunder move or a Lightning move. So we eat a Darkness Lariat. Golbat comes out, and we protected that turn. So we take Toxic, and I figure it'd be... I know Wishy-Washy can't really do any damage to this guy, especially if he's a Roost, but I thought it was worth staying in to try to get a Scald off on him. Unfortunately, we do not get that 30%, and he switches out to Jinx here. And this is where things go well for me, because in that situation I was like, okay, Wishy-Washy is toxic, and I want him to eat damage later, so I'm just going to take this hit from the Golbat now and switch out into like Raichu or something. But he switches into Jinx manually, so U-turn just kills that. That was not really a read on my part. I thought he was going to stay in and just stall, like, wait until this guy kills himself. But he switched into Jinx for whatever reason, so we get a free kill on that. And then the Dromp comes out, and I don't want to fight Absol, so I switch and go back into Wishy-Washy. Take a close combat, it's fine. And I think... I don't know what happens. We try to protect, and he switches into Golbat, reading it. So I go into Skunk Tank here, because the most Golbat can do to Skunk Tank is like 30-40% with a Brave Bird. But he's going to Roost, and we are going to Defog and get rid of rocks. So now Scyther can come in. He can still set up rocks again, but I'm not too worried about him trying to do that, because I can still get rid of him. Decent health on Skunk Tank still. And he does Whirlwind, so he switches us out into Drampa, and then he poisons us, and we tried to go for a Draco. And there, we could kill him with Draco if he wasn't faster, but we know Drampa is slow as balls, so that's not going to happen. So he heals up, and we hit a knockoff, because we want that EV light off of him, but he goes into Electivire, and then we just U-turn and kill him. We switch out into Raichu again. He comes out with a Palisand. Did I do something? I clicked something on my other screen. I thought I broke something. Never mind. So there I thought he might switch out, predicting a Grass Knot, because I think Grass Knot had a chance to kill there. But he opts to stay in and go for a healing move, which is fair. So I get Grass Knot him, and I'm in a winning battle right there, doing like, what, 58% with Grass Knot or something. So he switches out into Absol, takes 30%, not too bad. I go into Wishy Washy. At this point, I'm just going to sack him off because I don't really care about him anymore. I have other things I can deal with Ninetales and Palisand, and he's served his purpose. So Palisand comes back in, we hit it with Knockoff, another Knockoff, killing it, and he takes that chance to switch into Golbat. We finally get the EV light off of him, and he's going to Brave Bird us for 61%. And then we try to kill it with Dual Wing Beat and 10% miss. Unfortunate. So there I just do a little bit of damage with U-turn and switch out into Raichu, which can pretty much kill this thing now that it does not have Eviolite. And we one-shot it with T-Bolt. So there's Golbat out of the way. Absol comes in and revenge kills Raichu, and there we find out the guy is scarfed because there's no way normal Absol is faster than Raichu. So that's good knowledge for us. We poison the Ninetales, thinking it's probably going for a Nasty Plot, and it does. Then we Venoshock it, and we switch into Dusclops here. Here I thought Dusclops was definitely dead, but he's running Flamethrower instead of like a Fire Blast or something. So we're able to soak up 3 hits essentially, and like rest before he can kill us, and then Toxic just kills that. And then after that, this is basically where I won the game. He is locked into one move, and he just play rough. So he can't really kill... He can't effectively kill Dusclops or Skuntank here. So I'm just gonna opt in to like play it like Omega super safe, and just sit in and hit Hex. And you know, I probably could have switched out into Skuntank at some point and just did like a Venoshock, but I wasn't calcing, and I was just like, I'm gonna sit in here because I know the Duke can do it. And I felt it was a little safer than going into Skuntank, even though I probably would have been fine. He gets a crit, which doesn't matter, and it just plays out like this until we get him to 1%. He kills the Duke, and then we come in and we take a play rough. I thought it was going to do a lot more than that for some reason, but no. So it did like 30%, and we just kill him with Venoshock. So that was the game. We won our playoffs round 2 semifinals, call it, I guess, against the formidable foe Silverhammer, the DJ. So yeah, excited. I think we are now playing Sauce, the Kalamazoo Raichu, so another rematch to finish the season off. I have no clue when we're gonna play, but I think Noah is streaming it on his Twitch, so that'll be cool. And we'll do a video after the game too, just for fun. So yeah, that's that. Thanks guys. See you guys next week with our season finale of APDL Season 4. It's been good.